Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Oh yeah, right, somebody's missing. Sit. Good. Well, new year, new thoughts, new resolutions. One of those should be your dog's being obedient and well trained. I'm one of those who had that resolution anyway. Um, well, I want to talk today about calming when called because many people are struggling with that. I'm also one of those. Every time I have a boarding dog coming over in the house, the first thing I have to do is go through the basic obedience skills, calm, sit down, wait, because from the first minute you have to take over control over the dog, especially if you guys who do boarding and training or do just pet care. That's a very important step for the dog to realize just in the first minute what's going on here, rules and limitations in your home. Just keep everybody safe. So first of all, I want to understand the command. The second issue is if the dog is struggling with excitement in the area he is in, and for him to come back to you, he has to overcome the excitement. Because dogs that get excited, they get so excited about things that they actually disconnect from the handler or from your commands. They just don't listen to you anymore. So the next thing you want to check in is the dog eventually associate the command come with something bad, meaning is come to be confined, come to get punished. And what we usually do as a mistake is we call the dog's name. The dog's name, do this. Dog's name, do that. So the dog associate with his name depending of what will follow after the name, if it's a bad or positive experience to expect. And the other thing is that dogs are just not aware of where you are. Therefore, you're not part of the equation. So if the dog is outside playing with other dogs and you want to get him back to attention, your noise or your voice is not included in what he's doing right now, so he will not listen to it. It's nothing different than kids sitting in front of the TV and you call them, hey, breakfast is ready, and nobody listens to you. It's because they're too much observed into the TV they're watching. So here's a short exercise that you can do with your dog. First of all, the dog has to learn to always watch you throughout the playtime outside. You should be part of it. Don't just let the dog out and let him roam around because he doesn't expect you there. So the first thing I do, and I show it to you here, is once in a while I just reach my hand down and he comes over. He will be all the time checking in with me and pay attention, meaning is he is aware that I am part of his playtime. The next thing you want to watch, and sorry for my bad connection here, I'm kind of in a weird blind spot. Having your dog always aware where you are helps you introduce your command. What I do, instead of calling his name, I use the word look. And look is always an expectation of information to come or input to come. In that case, I use look means introduction for a treat to come for now until he gets used to it. So instead of calling his name, which is associated with a bad thing, I always introduce him. Look, come, sit, good, treat. Okay, you can do that exercise in the house with low distraction. Just start giving the command look and offer the treat. And here's the tricky part. Do not offer the treat above his headline because you will see the head will go backwards. We want to offer the treat below the headline. Look. Therefore, the dog associates with your delivery with a positive experience. I know some of you will disagree, but positive training sometimes is not really as positive as it looks, because the dog has always to have a positive impact and not a reverse. Look, you see the point? The dog goes backwards, he's going in a denial or in a reverse protection, but going forward means the dog has and wants the treat. Okay, that's don't tell anyone that, right? That's a treat. The next thing you want to do is you want to just move around throughout your yard, and every time your dog is following you, I'll show it to you here. Every time the dog is following you, oops, that's the sound. Here we go. Just walk around and the dog will follow you. Come. You call it come and you give the dog a treat. So just walk around free in the yard. Don't expect anything other than him to follow you. Come. And that it just does, following you, that you call come. That will trigger your dog to associate come with what he's doing, actually follow you where you are. So don't confront your dog and ask him to come. Just walk away and call him come and then give him the treat for that. The next thing you want to do is you want to work on his dog's excitement. Dogs that get excited actually disconnect from their owner because they get too excited with what they're doing. So what you want to address it here is being in the house, and every time you see excitement associated with you, you just stop what you're doing and freeze until that excitement goes down to a certain level. Okay, here we have an option, and I'll show it to you. He's drinking water right now. As soon as he's done, I will call him back. Look! Come! Good job. That's a jackpot. Ooh, good job. Nice. Good boy. Okay, go play. Go play. That was a good example. When you do that outside, make sure the dog doesn't get too much focused on something, because you want the dog to succeed and not to fail. So you create a scenario where the dog is a little bit occupied with something, and then you command that you're already trained in the house. Look, come, will work. Look is not a command, so be careful. Look is associated with a signal that message the dog that something is about to come, so his brain actually switch over on receiving and not on delivering. Especially dogs with high prey drive, that look will switch them to come home instead of going and chase them, because sometimes the name is associated with a prey drive, therefore the dog switches to hunting and not to returning. So you want to have the drive on your side and not against you. So the other thing, you want to always associate your dog with something positive. You have to deliver a treat every time your dog does what you want. Don't assume that your dog knows what you think of because you love him unconditionally and you give him a home and you rescued him. That has nothing to do with it. You have to build up credit that you, when you ask something and you get it, you give something in return. That's the first base of a relationship. I call it authority relationship, meaning is you are the authority, you deliver your dog safety and everything he needs to survive, and the dog will listen for him to get that in exchange. The second level would be a peer relationship, meaning is the dog does something because you guys are doing something together. But the most advanced, and that's what you're looking for, is a friend relationship where the dog does something because of your emotional feelings. So the dog does something because he likes you being in that state of happy. Okay? But that's kind of as we would do that later. If you need help with your dog and your dog doesn't come when called, I'm happy to help you out with that. I think that video will give you some homework to do at your home. Please leave your feedback. If that has a good result for your dog, feel free to go to my Facebook page, Roman's Canine Training or Roman's Holistic Dog Training, and leave a review, of course, more than a 1-star review, and we take it from there. So enjoy your dog. Happy New Year again, and come. Oh, here he is. What do I get for that? Good. Anything else? Good job. Nice. Here you go. So if you need my help, go to my website, romanscaninetraining.com/contact, and you can message me from there, or you can message me on Facebook, and you know that you're already there. So enjoy your dog respectfully. Have a nice day.